Okay, the next is the recomp phase, or the recomposition phase. The recomposition phase is the phase where you are able to start focusing on burning body fat while also either maintaining or building a little bit of muscle mass as well at the same time. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. The recomp phase, the reason why we recommend it straight after the bulking phase is because it's a better decrease. So it's so much better to slowly go from bulking straight into cutting, because if you go from a bulk straight into a cut without any transition in between, that fast transition in time can be really, how should I say it? It's like mentally traumatic. It's extremely difficult because we're not talking about a decrease in 500 calories. We're talking in a bulk, you're in a 20%, usually a 10 to 20% calorie surplus. You're taking in a lot of calories. To go from there straight into a cut, you're transitioning 40% of your calories and taking those out of your diet. That can be detrimental to your health. It can be detrimental to your mental psyche. It's difficult to maintain, and you're not going to get the results like you want because your body's going to transition too fast. You'll get this kind of sharp decrease in body fat, and then it's just going to plateau right off. So we recommend going into a recomp phase because this helps you make a successful transition. It helps you finish building any other added muscle mass that you could really benefit from that you didn't get from the bulking phase. And it prevents you from actually increasing or putting on body fat that you don't want to be putting on. In order to avoid putting on body fat, we're going to bring you down your calories so close to maintenance, but in a slight deficit. The reason we say slight is because we don't want to curb too many calories off at one time, as well as we need to continue to give you enough calories to maintain your metabolism. This may surprise a lot of women, but most women are self-conscious about what they eat and sometimes how much they eat. Because of that, we find a lot of women actually are in a large calorie deficit all the time. And they have a day or two here and there that they're hitting maintenance or they're in a surplus. The problem with this is it actually is metabolically deconditioning them. When you take in less calories than your body requires, your body likes to find a set point or homeostasis. And so what it will do is your body will decrease your metabolism in order to meet what you're giving your body or what you're putting your body into. And that's kind of why we see this mass amount of women in and out of pregnancies who have just this lower metabolism. They have decreased energy, they have fatigue, other types of problems this can lead to, right? But this is why we want you to go into a recomp so that you're still close to maintenance. We're hitting a solid amount of calories. We're keeping your metabolism up, and then we're able to get the best of both worlds. Lose the fat, increase the muscle mass. We do this by hypertrophy training. So what you're going to be doing is you're still going to be trying to lift a decent amount of weight, but you are not lifting as much weight as you can, like the strength training phase. You're still going to be lifting a solid amount of weight, closer to 70 or 80%, but instead of doing it for 4 to 8 reps, you're going to be doing it more like 8 to 12 reps, right? And so we're increasing the rep range to make it more difficult. Now we're starting to make you more resilient and give you muscle endurance on top of the strength we've already built. And this muscular endurance actually helps solidify the muscle gains that we made from the bulking phase. Because of that, you need to make sure that you're still getting in an adequate amount of protein and water so that you can maintain the muscle mass that you got during the bulking phase, as well as to add some during the recomp phase. The benefits of the recomp phase is you get the best of both worlds. You're able to start taking off the fat and you're able to keep putting on some muscle. And this really enhances what we call the toned look, where you're able to, you don't look massive, you don't look shredded, but you look like you have muscle, you have a well-built body. and you still have kind of that female figure. This is also a time for me to kind of debunk one of those myths that a lot of women were starting to understand, but I want to just hit it right up at the head with the bulking program, is lifting heavy and lifting heavy weights like a guy, I promise you, will not make you bulky. That is a huge myth. It is just it is kind of one of those old wise tales. It couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, that's partly how you get what women so desire, which is the toned look. They want to feel strong, and it requires you to go into some sort of a bulk, because the only way to get bulky is for you to strength train and to be in a bulk phase for years and years and years. Only power lifters and crazy bodybuilders who do those bodybuilding competitions actually look bulky because they've been training for years and years. Trust me, you're not going to accidentally just magically look bulky if you start training heavy. And this also goes for the Recomp phase. So we want you to trust the program, we want you to trust the training, and we want you to just work as hard as you can. Throughout each week in the Recomp phase, we want you to find a way to make it more difficult than it was the last week. So your exercises are going to change up about every 2-ish weeks. So the first week is a great week for you to really get a hang for the weights, the exercises, and to push yourself hard. And the second week is for you to take those weights that you did the week before and increase them in almost every exercise, mostly just the main strength building exercises. But we've also increased the muscle endurance exercises. You're gonna have some metabolic conditioning in this training program, a little bit more than you did last time, and this helps increase the fat loss portion of what we call a recomp.